Welcome everybody back to another rebuild. We are using an updated 324 tables. All the promotions and relegations have been done, etc. But unfortunately we are still in the year 22-23. There's nothing that can really be done about that, unfortunately. However, everything's been up to date as far as it can go at the moment. So like the likes of with Manchester United, you've got Mason Mount in the side already, so that's quite nice. Maguire's still there, unfortunately. But we'll see how it goes. With Luton are now in the Premiership. So we're going to take a look at Luton instead of waiting for the next one, which we might still do another one when all the transfers have gone through, etc. But for now, we're going to try and do what we may do later on, and that is to try and stay in the Premiership and try and get as high up the table. And hopefully maybe hit the dizzy heights of Europe, possibly. That would be something. And we are going to be having, for the time being at least anyway, we are going to be doing the summer transfer window, because obviously not all transfers have been complete, so we're going to go through them. And, well, we're just going to take our pick of who we can afford. So £18.5 million in the transfer budget, which is fantastic, and £247,000 a week, which is even better. They enjoyed main success in the 1980s, and their last competition win coming as recently as 2019. Luton are a club with grown history, finishing runners-up in the FA Cup in '59, winning the English second tier. That could be the Championship now, for the early time in 1982. And having won the League Cup in 1988 and finishing runners-up once. I'm guessing this is their favoured formation. Adebayo up front with Morris and Chong. Tahith Chong is signed from Birmingham. Now remember Tahith Chong. We did a Birmingham rebuild in the last week, and we had Chong in that side, and he was pretty good, and let me tell you. So, but to have him in that position, it could be a formation I'd like to use, possibly. Not so sure about five at the back though, or wing backs. It's not a formation I particularly like, and I don't think that would really help in the Premiership either. But they've got Ogbein, Ria, Campbell, Bell, Anderson, Lockyer, Burke, and Shea. Not much loan obligations going on. The managing director wants us to play possession football, attacking football preferred, make the most of set pieces, sign players under the age of 22 for the future, and develop players using the youth system as well. Well, we'll see how far the £8 million goes. But what they do want us to do is avoid relegation. Before we start, they have got £26 million in the bank. They've got 8.5 budget. They are just under the wages budget currently. So we may have to adjust as we go along. Any debts? They have got some debts. 2.9 million in debts. Okay, they can pay that off. All goes at the end of 2025. So another 3 seasons and that debt will have gone. The staffing. Okay. Where are they? Okay. That needs some work. Moving on to the squad. Now, if this is a squad they've got, that looks pretty good. I'd be happy with that if that was an existing Premiership team. That looks absolutely phenomenal. And they're relatively young as well. So Alan Campbell, 23-year-old, worth £7 million. Looks very, very nice indeed. Centre of midfield. And Panzu, 28-year-old, DM, despite being injured. Looks very solid. Ogbein or Ogbein, 25-year-old. I mean, I am relatively looking at a 4-4-2 possibly for formation-wise, just to be a little bit solid. But I'm open to wingers, and I know Chong can play in that position as well. Tahith Chong, 22-year-old, we all know. Again, look, I mean, it'd be a shame. I mean, a 4-4-2, but he can play midfield. Seems kind of wasted there, but out on the wings, seems a little bit comfortable. I think we're going to have to go wings, I think. Reece Burke, 25-year-old, right back or centre back. Looks pretty solid. Again, nice few stats there. Amari Bell, 28-year-old. Left side. Oh, he looks pretty good as well. Get in. He is 28 years old, though. Lockyer as well. Centre back. 6 foot. Jumping reach isn't too bad, but he's got very good heading. Freeman, 30-year-old. Is he another right winger? He is. He can go attacking, can play left. I mean, there's abundance of players that can play in these positions, that's for sure. Adebayo as well. Striker, we are in need of strikers. There's 2 strikers, which is why I'm thinking, do we go 4-4-2 or a 4-3-1-2? We'll see. I'd like to see Tahith Chong in the camera. I like to have a camera in there somewhere at some point, but maybe for the first season, see how it goes. Again, stats-wise, look very, very nice for a striker as well. Finishing's not too bad, actually. 14. How has he done in previous seasons? He did score 16 goals last season for them. Colton Morris as well. 26 years old. Finishing's not too bad either. And I think currently in real life they are looking at Jack Walton from Dundee United. I think they may have him on loan. So we'll have to have a look at that. There he is, Jack Walton. 24 years old actually as well. Some good potential. Would he be able to do the job for us? That's the question. Admiral Muskie as well. Some high potential on him as well. Looks pretty decent though. Do we go in for a goalkeeper straight off the bat? Could be one for the discussion though. But we'll see what we've got when we look at the formation. But let's have a fiddle around with that. And we'll come back after the window and we'll show you what we've done. We only made a couple of additions to the current transfers. Mark McGuinness comes to the club. 5.25 million from Cardiff City to sit at the back. He looks pretty decent. Jumping, reaching, heading looks really great. Granted, his pace and acceleration isn't brilliant, but he can sure head the ball. So that's where we're hoping he's going to come good for us. And for £3 million from Birmingham City, I remember we had this chap Ivan Sunjic, Croatian. Really, really good stats on him as well, and to sit in the DM role just so we can survive this season. And a DM is what we need, although he can play in the midfield as well. But there's a lot of bright green here, which is pretty nice. We do let go of some players as well. Luke Berry's gone, Gomez has gone as well, Horlick and Williams also has gone, and Joe Taylor as well to Stevenage out on loan. So Adebayo up front with 2 DMs, Sunjic being one of them. Campbell can play there as well, and so is Mpanze. The midfield role can also be used by one of them too as well, so which is quite good. McGuinness is at the back, and we're going to have a Macy in goal, because I didn't realise Jack Walton is actually on loan. He's not on loan to us, so a slight miscalculation on my part. So the pre-season went okay. We just had 1 defeat, and that was in the Friendly Cup semi-final against Oviedo, but we did beat Sparta in the place for 3rd, 3-2. But come the Premiership, it's a whole different kettle of fish, and they're not even the top sides. Wolverhampton, we drew 2-2. We did beat Burnley away from home, which was a surprise, but we'll take it. Aston Villa 1-1 away from home, which is a really good result. West Brom, we did lose on penalties in the Carabao Cup, I think it is. And Brentford, we drew 2-2 just recently. We are lying in 10th position. We are unbeaten, but that's because we've drawn 3 games and having won that one game. But 6 points on the board already. We want to get to around about 35 to 40 points. So just another 30 odd points, please. 10 more wins. That's all we were required to stay up. And let's have a look where we are going to be placed by the media this season. It is rock bottom, 1,000 to 1. Our only task is to stay up, and if we can do that, great. I'm hoping we don't get relegated, because that would be a shame. But if we manage to stay up and build our money in the coming seasons, then we should be able to be fighting at least for top half finish, and hopefully by then a European spot as well. Looking at that table, we survive quite comfortably, 16 points above relegation. Brighton and Burnley and Forest all go down. And we win 10 games in our first season, which is pretty nice as well. 17 losses. We do concede an awful lot of goals though, but we do score 50, which is probably one of the best in the bottom 10 actually, to be honest. It is Manchester United who actually win the league. 5 points from Liverpool. Wow, didn't see that coming. Adebayo though gets 24 goals and joint 3rd goal scorer in the league. That is brilliant. And Chong gets 12 assists as well. So let's have a look at our form, because that's what we're interested in. Well, the first few months we only lost 3 games, Chelsea United and Sheffield United. We do have a good 4-2 victory over Everton though. Then we lose 4 on the bounce. Wow. Then we pick ourselves up against a 2-2 with Tottenham, 2-2 with Chelsea. We did beat Newcastle up there as well as when we beat Everton. Wow. We have had some pretty good wins in the 3-0 to Manchester United, lose to Tottenham, draw with Burnley and Wolves, beat Brighton, lose to Liverpool. We get thrashed by Everton 5-0. 4-0 Brentford. Wow. We do win on the final day though. 5-1 battering at home to Sheffield United. So that's a very good victory in there. Adebayo gets a hat-trick. And then when we lose, we lose. And the second half was 3 wins in the second half of the season. The FA Cup, we get as far as the fourth round. We lose to Tottenham 2-0 after beating Millwall 1-0. And we bow out of the Carabao Cup to West Brom on penalties. Disappointing we didn't get any further though, to be fair, in that one. So squad wise, we do get 2 players scoring double figures. Adebayo with 25-10 for Chong, alongside his 13 assists in total. That's pretty decent. Ogbene as well, 7 goals, 9 assists. Sunjic injured, 5 weeks, and Panzu as well, 7 months. What on earth? Macy, the goalkeeper, 74 goals in 41 games. We are going to have to look for a new goalkeeper. That is something we do need to look at. Although Jack Walton, he's with us now apparently. He's come back from loan. Maybe it might be worth sticking him in possibly. Campbell gets some game time, 4 assists in there. Wow. Where did that money come from? £60 million to spend. Oh my goodness. Let's get our shopping list out. So we have some record spending this window for Luton. £71 million spent, I know. So we start off with Muric, £2.5 million from Burnley. We needed another goalkeeper for definitely. He has some experience in the Premiership. And to be perfectly honest, gladly said, yes please. But £2.5 million, well worth a shout here. For £7.5 million from Empoli, Liberato Cachase. I apologise for butchering, but a left back, somebody decent. Again, experience playing at the top, very good acceleration, pace, natural fitness. He can cross as well. That's what you need in a left back if he's going to go up and down that line. Just under £50 million from Manchester City, Issa Kabore. Right back. Yeah, we're just trying to strengthen our back line for the time being. But we have got other players in other positions as well. But very, very good stats. Pace and acceleration once again. Phenomenal. And stats look okay as well. And he's got a quite high potential as well. And he's not quite there, but he will be in about a year or 2, I would have thought. We spent a little bit of money on the centre-back from Norwich. £20 million. High potential. 21 years old. 6'3". Pace and acceleration. That's exactly what I want at the back as well. He's going to be our number 1 centre-back for the rest of this rebuild, I'm hoping. And we want to try and see this potential achieved as well. I think he looks really, really good as well. And finally, we bring in Villagra from Arsenal. £26.5 million. We spent a little bit of money, quite a bit. A midfielder, someone with a lot of experience and still room to grow as well. Aggression, anticipation, he's got good stamina, determination, positioning is also very good. I'm not quite sure where to play him though. I want to play him in midfield. He can play defensive midfield as well, so I'm kind of stuck where's best to play him. At the minute, we are playing him as a Carrilero in midfield. That could change, but we'll see how he gets on. So like I said, £71 million spent, a lot. We do say goodbye to a few people as well. Glenn Ree's gone. Freeman, Morris, Macy, Musqui and Taylor, all for the nice tidy sum of £1.5 million. Tactically, we're just going to have 1 DM at the back, 2 in midfield. Sunjic and Villagra, they're our go-to players. In fact, I wanted our defender there as well. This guy here. I've got high hopes for him, I really do. Pre-season hasn't quite gone to plan. We lost in the States, both friendlies. I'm guessing because we're just getting used to the formation, but it still doesn't excuse it. Some of the players that we did sign did not make it to the training camp, so that was disappointing. So when we got back, Barnsley got battered 3-1, so I guess our players were back then. We did lose to Newcastle first game of the season, then 3 wins on the bounce. Leicester, Bournemouth and Leeds all close by the 1 goal. We did get hammered by Leicester in the Carabao Cup 5-2. That was disappointing. And then we lost away at West Ham. Currently lying in 5th position. I'll take it. 9 points in the bag. We're only 1 point off the leaders Liverpool. It's amazing. I don't know how long that's going to last there. I'm guessing we'll end up round about here again. The season preview still has us down at 1,000 to 1 to win the league and 20th position to go down. Again, I'm disappointed. I thought we built the side quite well, but Again, next season, if we survive and we get another 60-70 million pounds, then we can build in getting some known players, hopefully, with the third season in the Premiership. Right, let's simulate our second season. And once again, we want to survive. Well, we defy the odds once more, and we survive again. Slightly worse off than last season, actually. If we take a look at last season's finish, 15th, 10 wins, 41 points, only a minus 22 goal difference. This season, we still get our 10 wins. We get considerably more losses, and we concede 72 goals, same as last season, actually, coincidentally. But a minus 39. We only score 33 goals. That is, after spending £70 million, I expect a lot better than that. So I don't know whether other teams have spent wisely or that their formation is just totally wrong. Maybe we just ought to go, I don't know, cram everybody in the midfield even and forget wingers. Who knows? It's clearly not working. So we'll have a look at see how the other players have done. Bitterly disappointed. We didn't get a little bit higher, but again, 38 points. We only just make it by the skin of our teeth as well, actually. So we were comfortable last season by about 16 points or so. This season we scraped by 1 point. Well, we start off fine with our 3 wins. Then we gain another 2 wins, including a 1-0 victory over Arsenal. I'm happy with that. I mean, the first couple of months, first 4 months is fine. What on earth happened in December? We lost every game scoring just 1 goal. I mean, what? It's like, but it'd be interesting to know where we were in November. Then let's have just a quick look, and we have a look at ourselves. I mean, we were up there. I mean, I suppose 11th. We were down in 10th. We did get up to 6th. I mean, we were high up there after a few games, a couple of months. And then we just tumbled. Crumbs. It's a lot worse off than last season, isn't it? We did gain 3 wins at the turn of the year. I mean, since end of November, 3 victories. I mean, that is relegation form, and we don't score any goals. We struggle. 5-0 loss to United there. Anything bigger than that even. 5-0 to Villa. I mean, there's games where we don't score goals for ages. We do need to address this. I think having that many people in at the back, it's just clearly not working. We'll try something else out for next season, but yeah, that's awful. The FA Cup, we get knocked out by Arsenal away from home 2-0, and we're losing the second round to Leicester 5-2. There's that. We beat them twice in the league, but we couldn't beat them in the cup. And there lies the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players scoring goals for us. 17 by Adebayo. He still looks pretty good. I think he just needs more help. I don't think the wingers are helping. Chong, how did he do this time? He still got 9 assists though. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not quite sure where we're going with this. Do we need wingers? Maybe it's just we just need more quality players. I don't know. But assist-wise, yeah, there's only Chong. Campbell did get some from midfield. I think we just need more players. I mean, this youngster here, though, the 21-year-old, like I say, I think we're going to have him for the rest of the rebuild. We're going to check his progress. He looks really good, actually, doesn't he? Still got a long way to go. If we have a look at his progress, he started off a 3.5. He's now a 4-star. 2.5, actually. 2.5 to 4-star in 1 season. Attributes. I mean, some of them have gone up, but he looks really good still, doesn't he? I mean, that's probably the only plus. A goalkeeper, Moric. Maybe it wasn't a good idea bringing a relegated goalkeeper in. 79 goals conceded. Is it something wrong with the back 4? No, I don't think it is. I really don't. So I think we're going to have to try something different. I've seen a few formations flying around that's given me a few ideas. Maybe we go wingless this season. But either way, we've been given £90 million to spend in the transfer market and a massive uplift in the wages budget as well. Maybe we can get 2 or 3 big named players in here that might just bolster our reputation and bolster the team up a little bit as well, because that's an awful lot of money not to be able to spend on. We could do a complete team overhaul on this, but I think some of the players we have got are great, but maybe we go wingerless for this season, see how we get on. We bring in Alejandro Francis from Zaragoza for £7.5 million, a right back or a centre back. Mainly brought him in for a centre back option, actually, to be fair. He's going to be partnering Andrew, our Irish other centre back. So hopefully them two will come good. He's got some high potential as well, and 22 years of age also, so maybe we stabilise our back four now and leave it as it is. We shall see. Hopefully we don't need to change it too often. For £15 million from Spurs, Adebayo has been doing okay, but it's just not that strong enough, I don't think. And looking at these physicals and mentals and stats and technicals and everything, and 16 finishing looks phenomenal. Last season he did okay, 20 goals for Middlesbrough out on loan in 43 games with 2 assists as well. He's already got a goal for us already with an assist. So very, very happy to bring him in for £50 million. Again, I think that's quite a bargain. We raid Arsenal again. £30 million for Facundo Farias. He can play out on the wings, but we're not playing wingers this season. We are playing a 4-3-3 narrow formation, which of course Farias is going to be playing in the cam role. Good dribbling and first touch, flair and off the ball. He's got good passing as well, agility. I mean, he's got great technique as well. And can he shoot 12 long shots? I'll take that. He's going to be playing in the cam role, like I say. I think he's going to be well suited for that position. And again, some very high potential for a 22-year-old. And finally, from Leeds, £35.5 million, Joe Gelhardt as well. We brought in another striker. Like I said before, we've got 2 up front, so we needed more strikers. And I think this youngster, 22 years old now, some very good stats on it. I mean, him and Nino up front. Adebayo as backup. I can't ask for more than that. He can play anywhere along the top line, but more suited for our striking option. Last season, 16 goals for Burnley out on loan in the Championship. He's got 3 for us in 5 already with an assist. So the 2 forwards doing their job superbly. So overall, £88 million spent. We do say goodbye to a few players. Potts, Woodrow, Lockyer, Bell and Mpanzu, all going to Swansea, Sunderland, Huddersfield, Middlesbrough and Sheffield United respectively, all for a combined total of £5 million. I did say we're changing formation. We are not going with wingers, so next season, if this goes well, we'll continue with this formation and build on it with some more players as well that can actually fit in, and then we'll have a very good bench as well, people coming off it. So hopefully we'll be in a very, very good position. So for the 3rd season, I'm hoping we're going to finish a little bit higher and be more competitive. Pre-season's gone very well. We had that 1 loss to Cambridge, 1-0. Very bizarre, because we played West Ham and beat them 3-0. I think that was a testimonial. I'm not sure. But looking at that, we were at home at Power Court. Does that mean we have moved? It's a 17,500 capacity club owned by Luton, so it looks like they have moved from, I think it was Kenilworth Road. That's pretty good. We've got a new stadium. Didn't notice that before. I've only just noticed it now. We might have moved there last season actually. I couldn't tell you. But we beat Shrewsbury in the second round of the Carabao. We've got Leeds next. But the start of the season, we beat Leicester 5-0, Brentford 1-0 away from home. Then 2 losses against Man City and Newcastle, which you probably would expect. But only a very small margin, which is a big improvement. And we've just drawn 2-2 at home with Spurs. We are lying 9th in the table. I'll take that. Currently 6 points off the leaders Newcastle, who are unbeaten, together with Liverpool. Any big teams near the bottom? Manchester United, 16th, so we're ahead of them at the moment, but currently Palace, Leicester and Burnley worryingly look down and out this early on in the season. We are still rooted by the media to get relegated. I don't know what we can do unless we get big name players. Realistically, would any of them come to Luton? No disrespect. Can't see De Bruyne playing or Havertz, but who knows, if we gradually get them start coming in like we have done. I feel like Firmino's in there, Gelhardt's in there now. We've got Villagra also. I think we're slowly but surely getting there. But once again, we need to defy the odds, stay up, and hopefully get a better position than we have done in the past couple of seasons. So let's go ahead and simulate our 3rd season. And fingers crossed, we can defy the odds and finish a little bit higher, which will probably increase our transfer budget once again. 3rd season in, 3rd season survival. We only scrape it again though. 4 points the difference from relegation this time round. We do score more goals though, so maybe having 2 up front is the way to go, but probably not that formation either. But 19 losses, so that's the least we've... Well, it's not the least, it's less than last season. But only 8 wins this time round. Brighton, Crystal Palace and Burnley all go down. We we really do need to do something because we conceded 81 goals this season. I mean, that is a lot more than last season. In fact, that could be the second worst in the Premiership as well. So looking at the form with 2 wins and 2 losses at the beginning, we don't get our next win until we play Crystal Palace, but we lose 5-2 at home to Man United, despite drawing with Tottenham, Burnley and West Ham. A couple of 4-0 losses, Chelsea, Liverpool. Obviously, they're quite good against the narrow formation, exploiting the wings. So that's something I don't think we can do. It's ugly reading these results. It really is. Again, we struggle for goals. A couple of patches where we don't score any. Man United beat us 4-0. We do beat West Ham 4-2 though, so that's a good result. A couple more wins, Brentford and Leicester, but we do lose to Chelsea, Palace and Southampton beforehand. Yeah, it's not very good reading, although the turn of the year we do win 4 games as opposed to the 3 that we have done in the previous seasons. We lose 4-3 to Tottenham right at the last game as well. The FA Cup, we do get as far as the 5th round. We lose to Plymouth after beating Wickham, Millwall, 90th minute winner. Wow. And we get to the 3rd round of the FA Cup, losing to Leeds on penalties. So look, squad-wise though, our 2 forwards both scored double figures, nearly 20 goals apiece, 18 each, with 12 assists between them. Farias, 8 goals, 5 assists. Again, not many players stepping up. Muric, I feel, unless I don't know what to do here with Muric. I really don't. Do we sell him and bring in somebody else? Because he has conceded a considerable amount of goals over the couple of seasons. If we just take a look, 77, 72, 94 for Burnley. Yeah, he's not a Premiership goalkeeper, is he? I think we do need to look at a goalkeeper this season and bring in somebody else. Finances. Well, okay. I mean, they're still ploughing the money in, so that's good news. Imagine if we finished higher, how much they would give us. £84.5 million to spend. In the DM, I think that probably is a problem. Maybe we just need to concentrate and go forward because we can score goals. It's just how we're going to do it. Our first signing, Jadon Bernal from Ajax for £12 million. A winger, very, very quick. He's not bad on crossing, actually. Very high potential, and he's only 20 years old. He scored 2 goals for Ajax last season. He did play a couple of games for the second team as well, scoring goals and assisting as well. And yeah, I'm quite happy with what he's been up to recently, so that's why I picked him up. And like I say, £12 million for a 20-year-old, I think that's pretty decent. Dean Henderson comes to the club, £14 million I think it was, from Manchester United. The reason being, he hasn't conceded many goals when he's played, and he's had a few clean sheets as well. He's conceded 6 in 4 for us already, but that's probably to be expected with a club like Luton. However, we are, because we've changed the formation a little bit as well, we are going to concede goals until we get used to it. But having a decent goalkeeper behind the defence is going to help a lot, and he was probably one of the better ones that we could pick up for that amount of money, at least anyway. And he's got high potential as well, so if he hangs around at 28 years old, a couple of years he'll be reaching his peak. We do spend £27 million from Sporting for Dario Esugo, a midfielder. He can play DM as well, but we're not using DMs this season. We're going to see how it goes. Again, high potential player at 20 years old. Very high estimate value already, so we're making a little bit of money on him. Very, very good physicals, very good vision as well, passing also, and very good technique. I think teamwork and work rate is pretty nice as well, but other than that, I think he's going to fit in quite nicely alongside Villagra in that midfield. And finally, from Monaco for £27.5 million, Martin Vitic, centre-back. Yes, we keep buying centre-backs every season, but we seem to get better and better centre-backs every season. 22-year-old, 6'4", again, very high potential, and he looks pretty decent. Jumping, reaching, heading isn't too bad, actually. Where's his heading? 12. Okay, I thought it might have been better. I think I was looking at first touch, but even so, first touch is pretty good, and he can pass out the back as well. Position's really nice as well, with vision also. So £81 million spent, 2.2 out the door. We lose Anderson. Muric goes to Manchester United, actually. So we take Henderson and Muric goes the other way. But £1.2 million. I think that's the most we could have really got for him. Taylor goes out on loan, Osho goes, and Clark goes as well. It's a little bit different. I wanted to do a 4-2-3-1, but working out through the friendlies, it felt like Gerhardt just was more suited up front alongside Nino. So they're going to be doing that option up front. We are going to have a left winger and a cam, 2 midfielders as opposed to DMs, 2 complete wing backs. They seem to like that position as well, to go up and down the wing, and then 2 ball playing defenders with Henderson in goal. So Villagra, Nino, Gelhardt and then Henderson keep their places. And it's not gone too bad, just the one defeat in the friendlies. We did play quite a lot. We had a good few wins on our tours. Just that one loss, like I say. Barnet we thrashed 6-1. We draw with Preston. We beat Huesca. Hemel was just a warm-up, really, 11-1 victory. Then we start our games against Liverpool, which we lose 2-1 at home. But we do beat Wolves 2-1. Then we lose to Man City 2-1. And then we beat Sheffield United 2-1. I'll take that. We're through to the next round after beating Colchester in the Carabao Cup, of which now we have Shrewsbury. So currently lying in 8th position, 2 wins, 2 losses. And we are predicted to finish not bottom. Maybe bring the likes of Bainalon, Henderson in, and Vitic as well. Maybe, just maybe, we may have lift off this season. Right, let's simulate our 4th season. Fingers crossed we can do the magic again. And this time, just raise the bar a little bit more and finish above 16. And it looks like going aggressive seems to have done the trick. We get ourselves into a 13th position, which isn't too bad at all. I was hoping to go a little bit higher, at least up to, well, maybe asking a little bit too much for 10th spot, but we're only 7 points off Tottenham in 10th position, which is brilliant, and only 11 points off a European spot as well. Bournemouth, Sheffield United and Wolves go down, but 13 wins this season, which is incredible. We still lose a fair number of games, but we concede a lot less. And I think we have scored our best haul so far this rebuild as well, which is brilliant. So we're going to stick with the 4-2-2-2, I think it is, with 2 up front, a cam and a wide player and 2 midfielders. But I think it has done the trick. And 2 wins and a draw in the last 5 games may have helped us propel into that position as well. We are 10 points clear of relegation as well, so that's an added bonus. And hopefully next season we'll go a little bit further. Nino gets 23 goals this season as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And Villagra, well, what can I say? A lot of yellow cards. We'll have a look at our form as well. We didn't do too bad, actually. The first few months up to November again, we seem to be doing pretty well. Just a few losses. We do draw with Man United, though, so that's pretty good. And Tottenham. We do lose to Southampton, Everton and Arsenal. Wow, 6-2 against Everton. 3 losses it. And yeah, we have that same problem again where we lose a certain amount of games. I mean, what happened in the second half of the season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins the second half this time round. Something must have happened to warrant this bad form. It has to. 5-1 against Liverpool, they're a battering. We do beat Man City, though, at home at the end of the season, though, 2-1. Wow. Brilliant. Really happy with that. So we are improving. We just need to improve against the teams that we should be beating again. The FA Cup, however, we get ourselves right through to the semi-final. We beat Plymouth, Charlton, Crystal Palace and Leicester as well. We seem to do quite well against Leicester, but I think that's maybe the first time we've beaten them actually in the cup competition. But we do bow out in the semi-finals to Liverpool 2-0 with Jota and Diaz scoring both goals. And we also get to the semi-finals in the Carabao Cup. Massive improvement there as well. Would have been nice to get to a final, but we beat Colchester, Shrewsbury, Palace again, Norwich, but we bow out over the 2 legs to Arsenal 2-0 and 1-0. Squad-wise, well, Nino gets 29 goals, 13 for Gelhardt as well with 11 assists, which is phenomenal. Maybe we stick him out on the right-hand side, I don't know, out on the wing. I like the idea of having 2 up front, though, I must admit. A few more players getting a few goals as well. Farias as well with 7 goals, 6 for Bernal. Also with Chong weighing in with 4. Not getting as much game time, though. And he seems to be slacking off a little bit. Maybe it might be time to move him along, possibly worth about £14 million. Can we do that? And Adebayo as well. Maybe we need to get another backup striker as well. Let these 2 guys go also. But other than that, our side's looking pretty decent as well. A lot of assists though, which is a massive improvement. And Henderson 76 in 49. But how many? Conceded 52 in the league. Did he? 67, I think it was. 67 with 7 clean sheets. Okay, hopefully there'll be an improvement next season. And speaking of next season, we have got 63 million. It seems to be the lower we are, the more money they want to plough in. We've only got £63 million to spend. So let's do this for the final season. Let's see if we can find a signature signing. We were quite good spending wise once again this season. Kevin Lopez comes to the side from Tottenham Hotspur for £11.5 million. The 24-year-old midfielder. We needed something just to fresh things up in there. I think we've had a couple of players that we've had right through the whole rebuild. It's not really working, or they're not performing as well. So we decided to bring some fresh players in with passing and technical abilities very high as well, including dribbling and vision. I think he'll be pretty good as a playmaker. Next up is a surprise signing from PSG, £14 million. That's all they wanted for him. So we grabbed him, high potential, 22 years old, which I'm very surprised at £14 million, what they were asking for. He's already worth up to 44, so really, really good hunting from our scouts here as well. Playing either side of the wings, we wanted another player at backup, but he could potentially challenge for a starting position. Already he has 2 goals and 2 assists in 4 appearances in the league already. Very quick, determination and flair is quite good, first touch is even better, and got good vision. So crossing probably not as good, but even so he's got good technique. His overall stats are amazing. Wolverhampton let go of this Portuguese Pedro Brazio for £23 million. Even though we got the chap from PSG, he still looks pretty good as well. Again, another player. We had some wingers that just are not performing or not getting the game time, so we're having to let them go, and we just needed more players in as well. Even if they come off the bench, I don't mind. He's very quick. He's got flair as well. Free kick. He can take a free kick as well, so I'll be happy with that. We're not going with a cam roll this season. I think it's just a redundant position, although Farias we still have got, I do believe. But he can play either side of the wings, either of them. And a final signing from Bournemouth, Mateus Fernandes, again at £23 million, another youngster, 22 years old. Midfield, we're packing out our midfield. We want a strong bench, people that can come on and do the job for us, and he may even challenge for a starting position as well. Again, we wanted to freshen things up, and he does again, pace, stamina. If only our defenders are like this. We didn't concentrate on defence this season. We've gone midfield and above, although I'm pretty happy with our striking options. So overall, £72 million spent, 20 million out the door, and mainly that 20 million is to Heath Chong. He's gone to Tigres for £17 million. Sunjit's gone for 900,000 to Spezia. Stoker picked up Calvin for up to 900,000. Bournemouth have got Campbell, our other midfield. Ogbean as well has gone to Millwall for 500. Adebayo, so our 2 strikers really have gone, or striking options have gone. So I'm not sure if we have any strikers options left actually, because Chong was one, Ogbean was one, I think Adebayo was one as well. So we are thinning our squad size down, and another player has gone on a free to Preston, Fred Onyedimna, I think. Tactically, we're going 4-2-4. We're not going to use a cam roll. Everybody can play in every position. We're covered. Apart from the goalkeeping one, I think we got Walton still, which is quite good as a backup. But apart from that, it's Henderson in goal. Nor the result against Arsenal, 6-2 hammering. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, we were away from home, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Jesus, Saka, Havertz, Saliba and Neves. I mean, what can we do about that, really? Nino and Cabbage, though, did score goals. We did beat Reading 4-0 after the hammering by Arsenal. Then we beat Norwich. We had a comfortable win against Colchester. There's no winning on penalties after extra time or anything like that. So that was a straightforward win. And Everton, a 3-3 3-3 draw, and we were 3-1 up in this game with 15 to go. So disappointing not to come away with a win there. And we've drawn Norwich, who we beat at home 3-1. We've got Norwich away in the next round of the Carabao. Currently lying in 10th position. Hopefully we'll claim that spot, if not a little bit higher. It would be nice to finish on a high in the final season, see if we can get into Europe. Odds have been slashed to 350 to 1 now. I think we should be able to finish mid-table and above. I really do. The teams above us, we should be beating them, I think. We've done well to last in the Premiership this long. We need longer, more money keeps being ploughed in, better players keep coming in, and we just keep tweaking that formation. So, 5th time of asking, can we do the job and sit comfortably in the Premiership? Well, we almost get a top 10 finish, just 4 points separating us from ourselves on West Ham, but we're not that far behind a European spot as well. Brentford are in Europe. How did that happen? Maybe they must have won a competition or something, but either way, we were very close. We managed to get a plus goal difference this time around and score 76 goals. In fact, I think that could be one of the... It is! It's the 3rd best in the league. Although we did concede 73, which is probably one of the worst as well. But even so, 76 goals is absolutely fantastic. The 4-2-4 attacking option just seems to have worked. Maybe just a couple of more seasons with it. Maybe we may get into that top half. And Nino and Geldart, 23 goals apiece, joint 2nd with Haaland. It is Beto of Southampton that gets 24 goals, but 2nd joint. 2 players, 2nd joint in the league for goals. And Brazeo as well, 12 assists this season. Is really, really good. So we do lose less games this season. We have a good start. Then we have 4 losses on the bounce. Brighton, Leeds, 2 losses to Liverpool and Chelsea. But we do beat Southampton and Newcastle. We lose to United and Tottenham. We do beat Fulham in between time. It seems to be a better half this second half of the season, at least anyway, than we have in previous seasons, where I think from turn of January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6 wins. 4-4 draw of Man City though. Anything big? No big results really. A 4-2 win over Everton last game of the season. 4-2 over Brighton. 4-1 loss to City. Apart from the 6-2 really and the 4-1 loss, it's been relatively okay. 3-0 to West Ham. We did lose 3-2 at Anfield. I mean, it's not bad. We have a strong finish towards the end of the season as well. And the good thing is we have scored goals. FA Cup, we reached the semi-finals again. Arsenal putting us out 2-0 after we beat Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, Watford and Blackburn. Who won in the end? Don't tell me Arsenal won in the end, because that would really upset me. It was Arsenal that won it in the end. So again, we've lost to the winners in the last, the 2 cup competitions last season, both semi-finals, and this season we've done it again as well. Oh, look at that! Oh my God, I've just seen the loss to Chelsea. Wow, that yeah, you don't come back from the result like that. We get to the semi-finals, but we lose 11-4 on aggregate. The first leg 9-1 loss. Oh my word. Wow, we did beat them at home though. The squad, how did we do? Well, both strikers got 20 goals plus each. Geldhart with 29, Nino with 28. I mean, fantastic. 7.19 average for Geldhart and 7.25 for Nino. 11 goals for Benel as well with 6. Cabbage with 13 assists with 9 goals. 15 for Brazeo as well. I mean, our lads have done reasonably well. 93 goals conceded for Henderson. Oh dear. Coaches, not too bad, well above average now. Recruitment team still under, but we still picked up some very good players though, to be fair. And the medical staff isn't too bad either. Again, until you get into the top half, you're not going to attract the bigger clientele, so to speak. Club vision. I mean, they seem to be delighted with spend the original transfer budget, reserving judgment and everything else. Supporters, just reviewing. They're disappointed about the 1-0 loss to Norwich and the loss to Newcastle. Disappointed with Farius's recent performances. Pleased with a 4-2 win against Everton, 3-2 over Brentford, and they are very pleased with the quality of pressing on display while using a Gegenpress style. Right, that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. It's disappointing we didn't get into Europe and anywhere like that, but we have established ourselves as a Premiership team now. Just incidentally, where are we predicted that. We must be well off the bottom now, surely. 250 to 1. The odds are coming down, so we will be up there or thereabouts, possibly even after next season if we bought some more players. But overall, I think our side's really good, and they're fairly young as well. Like Nino's 26 or 25, 24 for Vidic as well. Although Henderson is looking a little bit older now at 30. He's probably into his prime. Maybe we bring in some class defenders in for the next time, or who knows. Maybe we do things a little bit different. But if you have watched this far, thank you very much for watching. Smash that like button if you did enjoy it. We didn't win anything, although we have reached the semi-final of the Carabao and the FA Cup 2 seasons on the bounce. So that's really good improvement. And we have climbed the table each season. Probably to our best one at 12th position in this rebuild, at least anyway. Like I say, if you enjoy this, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you on the next rebuild. Thank you.